Hi, Michael King here today to talk to you about the health dangers of artificial sweeteners. Artificial sweeteners are used as sugar substitutes. Some of them were actually designed for other purposes, but then were accidentally discovered to be very sweet, so then they've been marketed as a sweetener. You find sugar substitutes in diet drinks, yogurt, and a huge range of other food products. These artificial sweetener additives mimic the flavour of sugar, but with virtually no useful energy. Now, there are 5 dangerous sugar substitutes that are approved for consumer use: saccharin, neotame, sulfate potassium, aspartame, and sucralose. Of those 5, sucralose and aspartame are the most dangerous, so I want to concentrate on those today. Sucralose is a relatively new additive and marketed under the name Splenda. Sucralose is basically denatured sucrose. Its preparation involves chlorinating sucrose, chemically changing the structure of the sugar molecules by substituting 3 chlorine atoms for 3 hydroxyl groups. Yes, I did say chlorinating, adding chlorine atoms. But you might say, isn't chlorine a known carcinogen? Yes, it is. Why would the authorities then allow toxic materials to be used in our food and beverages? Yes, chlorine is a carcinogen. And to the other question, no one can explain just why the authorities approve this. You should know too that it was actually approved even when the pre-approval research revealed possible toxicity of the substance. They still went ahead and approved it. There have been no long-range studies on the effect of sucralose. Same thing happened with tobacco. And as a result of not performing the required research, it took years and years and years to track the dangerous effects of tobacco. It's unfortunate and confusing that the same mistake is repeated, even with the initial negative indications and the checks and balances that are now supposedly in place. This sort of corruption is still happening. So, now let's talk about aspartame. This additive is sold under the names Equal or NutraSweet. There are thousands of everyday products that contain aspartame. To name a few: yogurt, soft drinks, desserts, tabletop sugar substitutes, and chewing gum. Aspartame was originally evaluated by the United States Department of Defense, get this, as a biohazard. It was being developed and evaluated by the US government to be used as a biological weapon. Seriously. They did extensive trials on it, and they discovered that although it was toxic, it wasn't quite toxic enough. So they decided that it wasn't toxic enough to be used as a biochemical weapon. So then they started to look to what else maybe this could be used for. One of the things that they found that it could be used for was to neuter pigs. So for quite a long time it was given to pigs in high doses, and it caused them to become infertile, so they couldn't breed. So it was used as a contraceptive for pigs. It made them infertile. This is an animal, a mammal that has very similar DNA to humans and weighs a lot more than the average woman does. Then they decided that they'd stop using it as a contraceptive for pigs because they found out that it built up in the tissues of the pig and it made the pigs sick. So they stopped using it. Then what else can we use this for? Then they decided that they would market it as an artificial sweetener. This was something that was originally developed to be used as a biochemical weapon. Can you believe that? There was in the first war in Iraq, a lot of the servicemen came down with a disease which was called Gulf War sickness. Now, there was a lot of research done, and when a lot of these people that were over there in the serving, these brave men and women serving in the US military, ended up with neurological disorders, nerve problems. And there was a lot of reports put out that said that they put this down to the aspartame poisoning. The Gulf War sickness was caused by aspartame poisoning. It's astonishing. This is 20 years ago this happened. Evidently, soft drinks were left in the sun, and over a particular temperature, the aspartame actually starts to metabolise into formic acid in the cans, and the soldiers were drinking a lot of this, and they ended up with major neurological damage because of it. Can you believe this? Originally developed as a biotoxin, then it was used to neuter pigs, and now it's in thousands and thousands of food products approved for use by humans. I am flabbergasted. I hope you are as well. Stop consuming this toxin. Aspartame has been investigated as a possible cause of brain tumours, mental retardation, birth defects, epilepsy, Parkinson's disease, fibromyalgia and diabetes, and the authorities have made no move to regulate this toxic substance. Aspartame is a molecule composed of 3 components. These components are methanol, aspartic acid and phenylalanine, the latter being a free form of amino acids. Now methanol, methyl alcohol or wood alcohol, is a colourless, poisonous and flammable liquid. It's used for making formaldehyde. Acetic acid, methyl T-butyl ether, which is a petrochemical additive used to make paint strippers, carburetor cleaners for your car's engine, and chloromethanes. This poison can be inhaled from vapours, absorbed through the skin and ingested. Methanol is the type of alcohol you read about when people become blind from drinking it. In aspartame, methanol poisoning and poisoning from methanol's breakdown components, which are formaldehyde and formic acid, can have widespread and devastating effects. This occurs even in small amounts and is especially damaging when introduced with toxic free-form amino acids called excitotoxins. Methanol is quickly absorbed through the stomach and small intestine. The methanol is converted into formaldehyde, which is known to be a carcinogen. Then the formaldehyde is metabolized to formic acid, which is in the sting of fire ants. These 2 metabolites of methanol are both toxic and they tend to build up in the body. Phenylalanine is an amino acid. Well, you say amino acids, they're good for us, right? Surely that's going to keep you healthy. Well, the answer is yes, amino acids are necessary for good health, except when you separate the individual amino acid from its protein chain and use it as an isolate by itself. The aspartic acid in aspartame is also an excitotoxin. An excitotoxin is a substance that excites or overstimulates nerve cells. They trick the nerve cells into feeling they have tasted something that they haven't. This occurs in the brain, as well as the peripheral nerves, because aspartic acid in free form is an absorption accelerant and easily crosses the blood-brain barrier. This pathological excitation of nerve cells creates a breakdown of nerve function. Basically, they are a group of compounds that can cause special neurons within the nervous system to become overexcited to the point that these cells will die. That's right, they are excited to death. Excitotoxins include such things as monosodium glutamate, or MSG, aspartate, the main ingredient in NutraSweet, L-cysteine, found in hydrogenized vegetable protein, and related compounds. What makes this all the more disturbing is that excitotoxins appear to play a key role in degenerative nervous system diseases such as Parkinson's disease, Alzheimer's disease, Huntington's, multiple sclerosis and many others. But the story doesn't stop there. It appears that an imbalance of these excitotoxins during critical periods of brain development has been shown to be able to result in abnormal formation of brain pathways. That is, it causes miswiring in the brain. This can lead to serious disorders such as behavioural problems, hyperactivity, aggression, attention deficit disorders, learning disorders and poor learning ability. That's right, there's credible research to show that giving babies soft drinks causes attention deficit disorder and a lifetime of endocrine problems such as menstrual difficulties, infertility and premature puberty. This is all documented research. Aspartame is a toxin and is unique in this hazardous respect. This is not an allergic reaction but rather a true toxin. No other food can be provided as a comparison to the toxic nature of NutraSweet. Why would this be allowed? Well, the answer sadly is greed and corruption. If you love yourself, then you don't fill your body with toxins. I hope this opens your eyes. If you are seriously on the spiritual path, then you have to walk the talk. Stop filling your body with poison. Keep on learning and keep on loving. Hope to see you sometime at one of the Cosmosis transformational events.